Light the beam. Let's go, Sacramento. What a win tonight by the Sacramento Kings. Unexpected win today. I cannot believe it. And it is a good night tonight. 123 to 119. Big time win for the Kings without Zach LaVine and Demonis Sabonis. I'm Zach. This is Naf. How you feeling tonight, Naf, after that big win?
That was a great win. Probably one of the best wins of the season, I would say, for the Kings.
Yeah.
I was surprised. I mean, obviously Levine out for personal reasons, and I think Laravia was also out. Sabonis. So those are some big pieces missing. I know Caps pretty much had everyone except Garland.
Mhm.
So that's a big win. I did not expect Sacramento to win this game.
No, Kings, Levine was, sorry, the Cavs were minus 6.5 before the games started. So they were
Wow.
heavily favored, and and the Kings just played hard. I mean, it was the defense tonight, created a lot of turnovers, steals. Devin Carter finally showing up. I mean, it was absolutely insane the way he played. I've been a big Devin Carter believer since the draft, since before the draft, and it's finally nice to see his offense clicking today because the it was big. He made a couple three-pointers, made a couple steals into some fast breaks.
Yeah,
He
that
was a
dunk,
big part of that win today.
poster dunk was crazy, but probably the best game of his young career, right? I mean, it's
Easily.
got to be easily.
Yes.
There isn't
Yeah.
even can't even think of another one. But
I don't know if there was big time news also during the game today during that second quarter where they were playing and you probably saw it as well, the vantage point. What the heck was that?
listen, man, I don't know what these broadcasts they be trying. They're trying to be different. I actually was watching the Cavs broadcast, but at the end they did cut out for some reason, which was weird. And then I know they used the broadcast for the review at the end of the game. I don't know what happened at the end of the game anyway. But yeah, back to the vantage point. I have no idea where that came from. I don't know if that's a Vivek master plan that he was trying to get more viewers, or if the viewers are down, or yeah, I don't know. Can you I know some people were legit tuning out until they fixed it. It was that unwatchable. Is that right?
Yeah, I got dizzy watching it. I had to put it on a different game for a couple minutes because I was just getting dizzy. I mean, it was going all over the place. It was a high vantage point. The camera was moving at the same time. I don't know what they were doing. Um, I got people that know some people that know the cameramen, and they're saying this might be the future. Not sure if that's true or not, but hopefully we don't see that again. I mean, after that, I don't think anyone wants to see that again because that was Ugg and Lee. I mean, I can't watch a second of that. That was I mean, they almost ruined that Devin Carter, clip if, they didn't have it more angles at the end.
I mean, who's tuning in to a game and asking, you know what, we need a different viewpoint or a different vantage point? Like, come on,
Yeah,
you just do what's been working. That's not what people are looking for. It's not
yeah,
a it's not a movie, you know?
let me get a viewpoint from 200 feet farther away. I think that'll work.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's not a Christopher Nolan movie, man. Like people are just trying to watch the game.
Yeah, we're not trying to improve that cinematography. This isn't trying to
Yeah.
win an Oscar. Let's
Yeah,
just chill
exactly.
out.
Like calm down. Let's hopefully it's a one and done thing. Hopefully they get
Yeah.
enough hopefully they get enough pushback on the internet, and that,
I just can't
they
believe they
never
played
bring
it
it
for
back.
they played it for almost the entire quarter. That was the
That's
crazy
insane.
part.
So they must have gotten, negative so much negative feedback that they had to shut it down.
Yeah, I thought they would shut down after a commercial break, but then they brought it back. I don't know what was going on, but,
Yeah. And
yeah,
they
ugly
were they
stuff.
were advertising it in the corner all
Yeah,
broadcast, so that's
um,
interesting.
but But yeah, anyway, big game for the Kings. I mean, just some fun stats here. We'll show. I'll show here the stats we got right now. We'll take a look at the Kings here. Um, and big. I mean, Demar played really well. He made some clutch shots as usual in the fourth quarter. He was pretty big. Uh, uh, and then Jonas, I thought he had probably the worst game on the team. He had a minus 17 as well. But he would. I mean there was a couple of times where he should have boxed out. Monk yelled at him,
Yeah.
and then Joan just getting destroyed by Mobley. Mobley making every three-pointer he shot because he was being guarded by him and stuff like that. Um, so I mean, but Monk played well. Keon played well. Surprised he didn't get a lot of time in the fourth. Lyles played really well. A couple of big offensive rebounds. and 5 assists. That's nice. That's
Lyles
real
was
nice.
hustling. He was hustling. He has a
Yeah,
lot of big rebounds at the end there. That one offensive rebound and put back near the end of the game, that was big. Like you
yeah,
said, JV was he was just a cone on defense,
yeah,
and that's been the problem I think with the Kings. I mean, tonight Evan Mobley shot like you said 4 or 5 from three, and he's not in a sniper like that. Last game,
no,
you know, it was Desmond Bain 7-7. So I mean, if you want to look at sort of just, I know it was a good win, but they're still giving up a lot of these open threes. That's
yeah,
definitely something that they need to fix. That might just be a product of JV being on the court, and
yeah.
honestly, he's not able to move as fluidly, or he's more of an old school center,
I
or
like
just his
the
lateral
defense.
movements very slow.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I like the way Carter played good defense on Donovan Mitchell, 8 for 17, 1 for 6, got 9 free throws though. Very not very good play at near the end with that three-pointer for
Yeah,
a foul, that three-point foul from Carter, but um yeah,
right.
I mean overall pretty good game. 0 for 5 for Ty Jerome from 3, 6 assists though for him. But
Yeah, I
honestly,
like
if you
Ty
look at
Jerome, very good player. He's but
yeah,
0 for 5 from three is surprising.
the weird stuff is, I mean, if I told you, hey, the Cavs are going to shoot 55%
Yep.
from the field and 38% from three, and they're going to lose the game.
Yep, that's definitely a surprise. That's similar to the Grizzlies game, but this time the Kings were able to pull off the win. So just like last time. So I mean, yeah, like I said, I was surprised. If you look
Yeah.
at those numbers, usually those numbers, especially for the best team in the East, usually that will be enough to get the W. But
Points
Sacramento played
conceded.
hard,
Yeah.
man. Look at
No,
those. Yeah, let's look at those
they,
numbers
they,
there.
They played really hard, lots of good defensive plays, the intensity, the crowd was in it the whole game. That's what was really nice to see. Usually, they're playing a lot of iso ball, it's kinda not there's nothing not a lot of excitement in the games lately, but today, a lot of big defensive intensity, and so that was fun to see. We played a lot of small ball today, which, we could see more of, Sabonis is out. Lots of good turnover look at the points conceded off turnovers, 23 points.
Yeah,
Uh,
crashing the glass, offensive rebounds, 14-8.
oh yeah, that's a good
That's
call.
big right there. But yeah,
Um,
they just 16 and 35 from three. Yeah,
yeah,
I
it was just that
mean, that
first
was just a
quarter. I
big win.
mean,
Yeah,
that first quarter we scored 15 points, and we thought this is going to be
yeah,
ugly.
yeah. That's but they did turn it around, so I gotta give credit to
Yeah,
Sacramento.
they definitely turned it around, and it was a good game, man. I couldn't believe it. Let's check the updated standings here, as we see where the Kings are now with the standings, and the Phoenix Suns are
Phoenix
officially in
Suns,
the
yep.
10th spot, the play-in.
With the win today over Chicago and Dallas losing to Indiana, Phoenix finally gets into that 10th spot, and I don't see them leaving it.
Yeah, I think Mavericks the way they lost today. I'm hearing rumors that Davis might be coming soon. Some people are saying they're telling him not to come, but it's the inevitable. Phoenix I think was gonna make the plan, and I don't think they're looking back.
Yeah,
The question was, were the Kings going to dive down to that 11th spot? And now I really think that's going to be tough.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
for even
The
if
question is Portland. I think a lot of people think maybe Portland would be able to sneak into the play-in just because of how good they've been playing recently. They've won
yeah,
3 straight after today's win, and but it's gonna be tough for them. 2 games. I mean, they're not gonna catch Sacramento. I don't think 6 games in the loss column is too far behind. They might catch
yeah.
Phoenix, but like I said, I think Phoenix is gonna stay in that 10 spot. I don't see them relinquishing that 10 spot to anyone. I think the 9 and 10, like I said on the last pod, is that Sacramento Phoenix is pretty much a lock for one of the playing games.
Yeah, it looks like it. I mean, with this win, I don't know if it's probably still not going to happen, and the Kings are probably locked in at that ninth seed. But do we have hope for the eighth seed or no? After today, Minnesota losing to a wild Pelican team. I don't know how it happened, but they won it. Zion went
Yeah,
off.
yeah. Zion had a great game. Minnesota's had some bad losses, especially that Indiana loss where Obi Toppin hit that corner
Yeah,
three, and they had no one, so that was a bad loss. So Minnesota's slipping here a little. Another great game from Zion, and I think had 29, yeah.
he
And
had
I don't, I
17
still
free
don't think I
throws.
don't still don't think the Timberwolves will give up that 7 seed or eight
Yeah,
seed. I think Sacramento will stay in that 9 spot. Although they should
yeah,
beat
yeah,
Chicago tomorrow, so Sacramento should.
yeah.
But yeah,
And they got Chicago tomorrow. If they win that one, they'll be 36 and 33, 3 games above 500. That's pretty big. And yeah,
three and a half
it's
back behind Minnesota. Yeah, I don't know. Do you
yeah,
think that's kind of too big of a lead? I think it's not
yeah,
like Minnesota's a bad team. I think they're just on a skid right now. I mean, in their last 10, they're 8-2. They're on a 9 game win streak. I think they just or 8 game win streak. They just lost two in a row.
yeah, they had that they had that 8 game. Now they lost two in a row, but I still like you're saying, I think, they maybe just have to regression to the mean, I guess. So
Yeah.
uh I still think they're a better team than us, and they'll but I mean, yeah, today was huge. If we can, everything though will be bad if they win tomorrow. If they lose tomorrow, if the Kings lose tomorrow to the Bulls, this was a wasted win.
Wasted win. Wow. You think
Yeah,
so?
I mean, it's like, well, we thought we were gonna split these two anyway. But
That's
if you beat
true.
the Cavs, you got to win. You got to beat the Bulls team too, and keep taking care of business and see just to
Both
see,
team
give
that
us a
just lost to
sweat.
Phoenix
Yeah, that was
tonight. So both teams will be on a back to back. I don't know if Levine he's out for personal reasons, right? I don't know if he'll
yeah,
play tomorrow. Obviously, Sabonis is out. So yeah, I haven't been able to catch much of the Bulls. Obviously, they're a team that's going to be in the play-in as well, probably, but they probably won't make the playoffs. They might be in a similar boat to Sacramento, Sacramento Bulls.
yeah.
So,
Playing
I
against her,
mean,
I don't
yeah,
know who, or but yeah, 24. The Kings are surprisingly everyone tells the Kings, hey, you guys don't beat the good teams, don't beat the good teams. I mean, they've done pretty well, 24 and 11, uh, with playing teams under 500. So I think they're taking care of business. So hopefully they can do that tomorrow. Versus 500 and above, they've been terrible. They can't beat the good teams. Which is kind of
you know what the
odd.
line is? Ooh, guess the line for tomorrow.
Ooh, that's a good question. I love these questions.
What do you think? Sacramento versus Chicago.
I'll go Kings minus. Man, it might be a high one. I'll go minus 6.5.
Ooh, oh, pretty good guess. Off by a point, 7.5 for Sacramento.
Oh man, that's
Yeah,
big.
that is big. That is big.
S-
And Laravia, I'm assuming if he was out for illness today, I'm assuming he probably missed tomorrow. But you
yeah,
never know. You never know. It depends on the illness. But yeah, I
yeah. It's
mean, for
actually
Sacramento to play like that without Levine,
yeah,
Sabonis, and Laravia, that's a good sign. And I actually think that this is even more reason to bolster the blow it up. I know they played hard, but they played hard and they didn't have Sabonis, Levine, and I mean, Laravia obviously would be ideal, someone
yeah,
you want to keep. But I mean, yeah, like I said, just give the keys to Keon Ellis, Devin Carter, just maybe keep Malik Monk,
yeah.
DeRozan. I mean, they played well, so
Keegan was
definitely
low
might
key.
be the
Yeah,
time. Yeah,
Keegan was a low key star of the show. I mean, he had a plus 15. I like seeing those stats, and I mean, he was pretty big. Just that wing defender guarding Mobley when he had to, and I mean that's a pretty big task. The dude's like 4 inches taller than him and way longer than him, so he had a tough task. And Lyles was guarding Jared Allen, so he had some big time minutes.
yeah,
That they had the two highest plus
that,
minuses, and they had the two toughest assignments, honestly,
yeah,
on off. Well, I
yeah.
guess you can make the case that Devin Carter had a tough assignment for Mitchell, and
Donovan
Keon
Mitchell.
Ellis did too. But
Yeah, but they're
as far as
they're
like a
good defenders.
mismatch,
Right. Yeah, the size miss. Yeah, I mean Donovan Mitchell is
yeah,
about 6'4", so but he is
is big.
bigger than both of them.
Yeah,
But yeah, I mean Evan Mobley and Jared Allen uh might be the best front court duo in the league. So I mean, for Keegan and to do that is you got to give them credit. Holding Jared Allen, especially to 10 points, 5 rebounds. Those are definitely not Jared Allen like numbers.
Um, and DeMar DeRozan, man, I can't give this guy enough credit. This guy is playing out of his mind. Still the best player on the team, probably in my opinion this
Definitely.
year. This year
Mhm.
for the Kings. He's the guy that we're giving up to score the points when we need it. I thought he was huge in that fourth quarter as well. I mean, he's just been crazy. I mean, if we go to his March stats, I don't know if they're as good as his February's, but still shooting 47, 34 from three, and he's
That was a
averaging
good three, man.
23. Yeah,
Fifth in
6
clutch points,
assists.
6 assists, fifth in clutch points in the league. He's
Oh,
been
wow.
he's been Sacramento's MVP this year for sure. I
Yeah.
don't even can't even I guess the bonus would probably be second, but he's definitely been their best player.
Yeah, I
So
mean, yeah.
yeah, maybe
I mean, look
maybe
at this.
Rosen.
Post All-Star right here.
Yeah,
Let me see
right
if I can
there with
highlight
the
this.
post. Look at
Uh,
that 3 point.
48 and 40 is
40%.
crazy.
And he's historically what 30% from three. So
Yeah.
40% from three is is a huge jump for DeRozan, who's historically just hasn't been a good 3 point shooter.
Yeah, and 5 rebounds, 6 assists. 6 assists is really high. That's really good. And yeah, 23 points. I mean, he's doing this at what, 35 years old.
Yeah.
Gonna turn 36 in 6 months, but man, he's still playing really well for us.
Yeah.
We'll
And
see
he
what we
doesn't
do
miss
with
a
him in
lot
the
of games.
summer.
That's another thing. Yeah, well, I mean the
Yeah,
summer is different, but he doesn't miss a lot of games. So I mean, if you do trade him in the summer, then he's just increasing his value.
yeah,
It could be a win-win, but we'll see in the play-in. That will be a big game when they play Phoenix because they will play Phoenix. So
that's
that's going to be a
crazy that
big
we.
game. It's crazy. All this is just going to come down to one game to determine the season because yeah, that 9-10 is pretty much an elimination game.
Yeah,
So that's going
and
to be
just to look at the updated strength of
strength of
schedule for all
schedule.
these teams. Phoenix still, dude, 63% is crazy.
Crazy.
I mean, there's still a shot for Portland, man. I mean, they still have a ninth
Yeah,
toughest, but
yeah,
it's,
it's hard. 63% is tough.
I mean, there's
Nick
still a
probably
chance.
won't have Brunson, maybe. So I'm
Yeah.
trying to see maybe that some of these teams might be sitting some players. SGA
Oh,
didn't play
yeah.
today, so it really just depends on who's going to play for the other team. But yeah, I mean, OKC, Cleveland, Boston twice. Oh wow, they haven't played Boston yet this season, huh? So
Oh,
Houston, New
yeah.
York, Golden State. Yeah, that is tough. Those even the Spurs are not an easy opponent. Might have someone like
Yeah.
Mamu drop 34 tonight,
Mamu is crazy.
and he
Never
dropped.
heard of the player till today.
I know. I think he's been on the Spurs roster for a while, but yeah, I mean, you never. It's just hard to tell.
Yeah.
Strength of schedule gets a little wonky at the end.
Yeah. You're right. Silly season, like you say.
Silly season. Yep.
54. Still got some. I mean, we still have a. I mean, we still have Phoenix. That's going to be a big game.
That's a big game. That's a big game. Do you know when that game is? Let me. I could probably pull it up actually. Because
Yeah, I'm thinking
let's
it's
see.
April something.
Yeah, I
It,
think it is in April.
but yeah, it's crazy stuff going on with the NBA.
Yeah,
If you
Phoenix
guys,
is actually the last game of the season,
oh wow,
so it might be a back to back. Phoenix and then the play in. So they
that's
play
a good point.
Phoenix on Sunday, April 13th. Yeah, that might be a big game, or it might just be everyone's clinched and you just rest your starters. It could be that too.
Oh yeah,
If you guys
yeah,
are each locked into the 9 and the 10, or it could be a game for home court in the play-in.
yeah. It could be that. It could be if Phoenix gets in or not. That could be another one.
That could
If
be another
Phoenix,
one. Yep.
if they have to win to get into it, like that'd
Yeah.
be a crazy. That could be a do or die situation for them, and the Kings can beat them. I mean, and if you're the Kings, I don't know who it'd be. If it'd be Portland, Mavericks, or Phoenix, but
Yeah.
depends who you want to match up with. But Yeah, I
That is
guess it
it. At
depends on.
Golden One too. So
Yeah.
that'll be a that's actually a very
If the Kings
interesting
are
game.
still the ninth seed, at least they don't have to travel for that 9-10 game.
Neither will Phoenix. So so I mean, it might because I think the 9-10 games
That's
like
true.
2 days after, like April 15th or something, usually,
Yeah.
or maybe 3 days. But yeah, they'll that will be an interesting game. They'll either be playing for all the marbles, or maybe both teams will sit. Or I mean, I think Sac will probably be locked into the ninth seed by then. So I feel like Sac might get an advantage. So yeah, like you mentioned, maybe it'd be good for Sacramento if like you said, Dallas or Portland was chasing Phoenix and on their tail until the last day. That could
Mhm.
actually maybe tire them out. But it's hard to yeah, it's hard. It's still so far out.
Yeah,
So it
it's
looks like
still we got
Sacramento's got some nationally televised games coming up here in the
what do we got?
next few. Well, NBA TV back to back, Chicago and Milwaukee. Those will be on NBA TV, and then on Tuesday, Oklahoma City on TNT.
Okay.
Some
Okay.
nationally televised games, so they'll be in the spotlight here.
And then they got one third to last game of the year versus Denver.
ESPN, yep,
That's a big one.
that will be a
Oh
big
man.
game, yeah. And LA,
But
hey, LA is seventh, so there's some, but there is that Washington Charlotte, you know, at
yeah, got
those
some easy
should be
wins.
easy wins.
So I remember we said we changed it to 38 wins and now they're at 35. Let's see if they could get 39 or 40 now.
They could get 40. I think we might have been a little too harsh
Underrated
on
them.
them. I think we initially said 39, and then like you said, we dropped it to 38. But I mean, just looking at their schedule, Portland is going to be tough. Orlando will
Yeah.
be tough. But Orlando's offense is just really ugly sometimes. They really don't score a lot of points. They struggle to score 100 points.
Yeah.
Indiana has been missing a lot of starters, but they do somehow still win games. Beat Minnesota and beat Dallas today. Washington and Charlotte, yeah, they should win, and then they go to Cleveland, so that will probably be a loss. At Detroit will be a good game. Detroit's playing
Mhm.
lights out, and then yeah, it's hard. It's hard. I could
Yeah, to
see them winning
figure
three
out.
games. I could see them winning 5, 6.
Yeah, and it was nice to see the crowd. People that I knew that were at the game said it was probably the loudest of the year, and it wasn't close.
Oh wow,
Um, and so that was really good. And they just fought the entire game. But if you guys want, just like the podcast, like the show,
follow,
follow us on.
subscribe.
Yeah, we got a bunch of
We'll be
podcasts on the Spotify, Apple. We got all these live
yep,
shows on YouTube. We got all the videos on YouTube. We're throwing out reels here and there with some
yep.
good hot takes.
Check out the YouTube
Um,
shorts. Check out the Instagram. We'll be back on tomorrow too to talk about the Bulls game.
yeah, if you guys have any lasting questions here before we go, just to discuss, we got a lot. We got a lot. We'll have another show tomorrow,
We'll be
and
back on tomorrow.
we'll have more content. But today was just kind of enjoy the win, get everyone going today, um,
It was a
and
good
talk
win.
about the big win. Yeah, because it was unexpected, man. I mean, this is almost like an emergency pod when you beat the best team in the East.
Yeah, we weren't even planning on being on today, but we just had to talk about that game. It was such a good game. But let's hope
um,
tomorrow isn't a dud. So
yeah.
we'll see. We'll see.
All right, guys. It's the
All
NBA
right.
Guru Show. I'm Zach. This is